All right, let me just set this down right here. Good evening. Okay, it's been a minute, all right? So first of all, hello, I am Dr. Shaquinta Richardson, and this is the Lit Life Experiment. I am a life coach and systems strategist, and this is my space just to share what it looks like to live a life where you truly believe that life is one big experiment, and we are all just out here trying new things and seeing what works for us. So, when I started this channel, I originally said that I was going to post every Tuesday and Friday. I started with sharing books and reading wrap-ups and things related to like how, reading and fiction improves life or contributes to overall growth. So that's how I started, but life took a turn, okay? Life took a turn in the last 45 days or so, I'll just say. So I don't even know where to start, y'all. I'm just like so many things have happened. Okay, so in the vein of the experience, so in the month of September, I was hosting my 30-day challenge, which is called The Experiment, where I offer 30 days of micro experiments for people to try, and they're usually in the areas of self-care, self-trust, taking risks, just trying new things in your daily life to get you closer to the kind of life that you want to live. So as I was going through that, just randomly in the middle of September, so a little over 30 days ago, I decided to pack up my car, pack up my little SUV and my dog, and go on a 30-day road trip up and down the East Coast. Yes, I decided to just pack up and take a 30-day road trip, and that's what I did. So that is why I had not been posting and sharing as I originally said, because I decided to take this trip. So a little bit of background. Got me some hot apple cider over here. A little bit of background. So I am in that group of currently over 200,000 Black women who are affected by the current economy. I am an entrepreneur, so I'm not out of work because of layoffs or furloughs or things of that nature. I am an entrepreneur, but I work directly and primarily with Black women, and there's a direct correlation there. And like many other entrepreneurs, business has just been slowing down gradually throughout this year. And so I'm currently in the space where I'm in a valley in my business, and so I have time, I have extra space, and so I was like, I'm away from home. I have the time, I have the flexibility, and I had been just kind of craving being connected to my people. So for further reference, I'm recently divorced. I was divorced last year. Oh goodness, it'll be official to 1 year officially tomorrow. Today's the 21st. Wow, I didn't even realize that. Yeah, it'll be official tomorrow, officially a year since I've been divorced tomorrow. Okay. So just, rebuilding after divorce is a thing. Like it's a process, it's a journey, it's a financial journey, it's an emotional journey, it's a mental journey, it's all of those things. And so that coupled with the current state of the economy, I'm just kind of like, transitioning and in this space of uncertainty along with the rest of the country. And so it's like, what better time than to do this, because simultaneously I also feel like something is like building and on the verge. I feel like this season is coming to a close, this season of challenge. Uh-oh. What is that? What is that? It's an alarm. Okay. Sorry. But yeah, this is a season of, I feel like the tide is turning. And so there was also like this just inner knowing of, this is the best time to do this now rather than waiting until things get busy again, because I just had this feeling. So can't explain it, but just intuition saying that this was the best time to do it. So I did. So what I want to do for the rest of this video is just kind of share what that experience was like and what it gave me. Going back to this idea of the experiment of like this just trying trying this thing, doing this thing, and seeing what comes of it and what I want to carry forward. So I'm going to just kind of lay out what I did, where I went, what those experiences were, and then just some takeaways from the overall experience. Okay. Let me take a little sip of my cider. So I've come to understand that like hot apple cider isn't a thing everywhere, but when I think of fall, when I think of this season, I'm an apple girl. So usually people are either like apple pie and apple things or pumpkin. I'm apple. I like some pumpkin stuff and that's fine, but give me my apple cider, give me my apple pie, give me my apple picking, all of those things. So I love a good cider, and it's probably not a good idea to sip this on camera, so I'm not going to do it because I have a mic right here. If I didn't have a mic right here, I would sip it. But my point is, what I'm getting at, I'm a rambler, y'all. I've heard that hot apple cider isn't a thing everywhere. Like people actually drink cold cider. So I just thought that was interesting. So comment on that in the comments if that's the thing. Like, are y'all used to hot cider or cold cider or both? I'm just curious. Okay. So my 30-day road trip, like I said, I packed up a suitcase, couple suitcases, packed some extra bags, just enough things to be able to take for a month. Really like, a couple weeks because I was able to wash clothes and things of that nature. Packed up my dog and we got on the road. And so I started with, I live in Houston. So I'm going from Houston, and the plan was to go from Houston all the way up to Philly. Okay. I didn't make it to Philly, but we'll come back to that. So I spent 2 nights in Baton Rouge, 3 nights in Atlanta, 2 nights in Spartanburg, South Carolina, 2 nights in Charlotte, 2 nights in Spotsylvania, Virginia, 4 nights in Virginia Beach, 2 nights in Maryland, 4 more nights in Virginia Beach, 2 more nights in Spotsylvania. So now this is the trip coming back. And then I stopped in Virginia Beach again, Spartanburg again, because that's my hometown. Stopped in Mississippi and then stayed the night in Baton Rouge. So that altogether, that comes up to be about 30 days, 29, 30 days. Okay. So Baton Rouge is where my mentee lives. Okay. Mentee from my doctoral program. She was both officially my mentee and also just like my little sister. She's family now. She's my little sister for life. And so stay with her for a couple of days, her family, her husband, her daughter, who's now 3. And it was just a beautiful time to just relax. She has this amazing back deck in her backyard. It's a covered deck, and she has a sectional couch out there, and it's just a beautiful, wonderful, amazing space to sit, relax. So went out there every morning, got elevated, and just journaled, listened to some music, and she has a hummingbird feeder, and so she told me before I went out there that morning, she's like, the hummingbirds, you can't do too much. If you get too excited, they'll go away. So you just got to chill and you just got to let them be. And that was just also a reminder too, just like let things, like sometimes excitement, sometimes like just be chill and things will still kind of stick around and they'll just be. And so that was just some of the special aspects of spending time with her. It was just nice to be able to chill and experience the breeze in her backyard. She made me some gumbo. She made all of us some gumbo, but she made me some gumbo. And she's from Louisiana. She's from New Orleans. So this was some, real gumbo, and it was absolutely delicious. She sat there over that pot, stirring that roux for I don't know how long, but she did that. And so it just felt like a labor of love. It felt like care. It felt like a haven. It felt like a haven. So my first stop on this journey was absolutely it was a beautiful beginning. Next up was Atlanta. So I spent 3 nights in Atlanta with some friends there. And I will say that this location was the most like luxe experience. These are absolutely the rich queer aunties. And so it was just beautiful. Like their home is absolutely amazing. It's so creative and so just like chic and beautiful and feminine and just designed so well. And when I came in the room, the guest room, had, it was beautifully decorated, but also had a little snack welcome package for me with different goodies in it. It had chocolate in it, had some popcorn, my favorite snacks. Like they knew my favorite snacks and had my favorite snacks in there. What else? Some like Atlanta-based goodies. It was just beautiful. They are wonderful hosts, just wonderful hosts, just wonderful. And while I was there, so this was one of my most like just kind of serene stops. They have a sunroom that was right next to the bedroom that I was staying in, so I was able to go in there in the mornings and have my coffee and look out the window and and journal and do all those things. And it was yeah, very pleasant experience. They cooked for me. Every morning, one of the wives cooked breakfast and, just kind of chit-chatted and we had dinner together. But we were also able to go out to dinner with some other friends, some other mutual friends. And so that was super nice that I was able to connect with others. So it was like a, kind of joint trip or multi-purpose, multi like benefit trip. So I really enjoyed it. And I also got quite a bit of writing done while I was there. I'm working on a book. So I got quite a bit of writing done while I was there. So that was amazing. And then if anybody knows the Atlanta area, Decatur specifically, there's a Karis bookstore, which is it's a queer woman owned bookstore in Decatur. And it was amazing. The selection was amazing. The store, like, it's a wide range of authors, but they, of course, center queer authors, authors of color, authors from marginalized groups in general. And it was just a wonderful experience. So if you have not been to Karis Bookstore in Decatur, you absolutely need to go there. So that was Atlanta, and then from Atlanta is up to my hometown of Spartanburg, and it was my 20-year high school reunion. Okay. Um, which I ended up not going to, but that's a whole nother story. But I did go to a meet and greet the day before, but that was just enough. And I think I just realized that, and it has nothing to do with anybody. I just had the moment. I was like, why am I doing this? Why do I actually want to have this experience, or am I just doing it because I feel like it's, part of tradition, or like I'm supposed to do? I don't know. When the day came to go to the actual reunion, I just didn't feel the need. And I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't need further explanation beyond that. So yeah, but I was able to spend time with my family. I have a niece and nephew who I, adore, and got to spend some time with them. Got to see my nephew play football. He's on a little league football team. So that was super nice. It was just nice to be home with family. So that one was it was just home. It was just home. Got to love with my family. Got to just spend time with multiple family members. My sister, my mom, got to see my dad. I have another set of parents as well. I got to see them, got to see my siblings, all my nibblings. It was a great time, great time. It was a short trip, but it was very intentional. I also got to spend some time with my best friend. It was awesome. It was awesome. And then from there, I went up to Charlotte to one of my friends. She just had a baby. Her baby boy is only 2 months old, and I got to spend a couple of days at her home with her and her family, her husband, and and their newborn. And so it was just amazing seeing her in mommy mode. Like, seeing her in mommy mode was so beautiful, and she's just so attentive and just so, like, just loving on that baby. So he was so precious. Like, I don't know how to explain it, y'all, but seeing your friends be new moms, it's wild. It is wild, especially when, like, we're a little bit older, and so she's a first time mom. It's it was just wonderful and beautiful, and I got to snuggle with him, got to put him to sleep, got to feed him. It was just amazing. Like, I don't get that experience with all of my friends' children, so being able to have that one with her. And this is also a friend whom I released a book, an edited book in 2023, and she's my co-editor of that book. And so we've been friends since our PhD programs. and we were in separate programs, but we were connected through an organization, and we started writing that book. We started ideating the book when we were still in grad school, and finally brought it to fruition in 2023 and published it. So, and it's a Sister Insider, Black Women Navigating the Doctoral Process, Sister Insider, in case anybody is wondering, by Dr. Brittany Anderson and Dr. Shaquenta Richardson. So, yeah, that was just, I don't know, that was just all the feels. So then went up from there. There was 2 nights there, and then from there I went up to Spotsylvania, Virginia, to visit my family there, and got to and that's it's an interesting dynamic of how, like, their family, like, they're not blood family, but they're family. And so it was them and their 2 kids, and so I got to spend time there. And this was the most serene location. They have lots of land behind them and in front of them, huge yards, huge space, and it was just beautiful views, very quiet. Yeah, I just really enjoyed being there because of the serenity of it. There was a porch swing, got to sit outside on chairs. Like, it was beautiful. And then also, she cooked for, like, the wife cooked for me. My sister, she cooked for me several times. Of course, you don't cook for family, but I got to eat the food, you know? and she can cook. Sis can cook, okay? So I got to have some smothered chicken, which was just amazing. I can't even remember what else she cooked, but I know it was good, okay? Just had a good time. And my niece, she likes Minecraft, and so she was building me a mansion in Minecraft. So got to spend some time with her doing that. She was consulting me on what I wanted in my home and all the things. It was awesome. And then just got to see my nephew and play with him and just get to know him better because he's a little bit younger. And it was just, yeah. I don't have all the words. I know I'm not articulating all this well, but I can't explain enough how beautiful it was to just be able to connect with people, just to spend time with family and friends I hadn't spent meaningful time with in years at this point. So that was that. And so from there, I went to Virginia Beach and spent 4 days there. What I will say about that experience is, one, I loved being at the beach. I'm a Pisces. Give me water all day long. So got to do that. Had a wonderful, amazing, I'll say, first date. This is probably the best first date I've ever had in my life. But I was also able to get the most work done and kind of get more of a routine and relax. I was able to relax the most in Virginia Beach. Got lots of food made for me. I was very well fed the entire time I was there. Had shrimp and grits, lemon pepper wings made at home. Had espresso every day. What else? I can't remember what else she made from. There was so many different meals, so many different things. Breakfast every day. Went out to eat to some great restaurants in Virginia Beach. It was just a beautiful, wonderful time. And then Maryland for a couple of nights to stay with one of my friends and her partner. And their home it was kind of neck and neck for most luxurious home between the Atlanta couple and this couple. Because their home is absolutely amazingly beautifully decorated as well. It is gorgeous. And also, like, great meals. My friend's partner, she grilled some chicken one night, and this was some of the best chicken I've had. It was like just like simple, like lemon chicken with like broccoli and rice. But it was so good. It was so good. Just delicious. So that was beautiful. Got to spend some good, meaningful time with her. Lots of conversation, lots of just friend time. Went on walks. All of that. It was just, and they also had a rooftop deck, so I got to sit out there and be outside. I like to be outside, if you can't tell. So that was also like a nice little, like, quick reprieve as well. And while I was there, oddly enough, one of my friends who used to live here in Houston, she just recently moved up there. She lived only like 20 minutes away from my other friend. And so I was able to drive over while my friend in Maryland was working. And just during the day, I was able to go visit my friend who had just moved away. and she also has small babies, and so I got to go and like feed the babies and put the babies to sleep and spend time with them. I hadn't seen them since they were like 2 months old, and so they're now 5 months old, and I'm just like, where's time going? Like, y'all are not even the same kids. They look completely different, but it was just I'm so grateful that I got to see my friend and also to spend time with her littles. Like, y'all, this what a gift. Like, so far, what a gift already. And then back, okay, I'm gonna continue back to Virginia Beach again, and that weekend was just, I'll just say, it was just wrapped in tenderness. It was just wrapped in tenderness, and still some chaos. Like, this time right now is very uncertain. It's very like tenuous. Like, government shutdowns up there in Virginia. It's like government shutdown stuff that happened around the same time, and so just lots going on around that. But it felt so good to just like be held and be cared for during that time too. After that, I went back to Spotsylvania, some more respite, some wine, and then I just kind of made my trek back to Houston. And I realized at one point that it was just time to go. But on the way back, I stopped with some other friends. I stopped in South Carolina again for night to say hi to my family again. Saw my nephew play football again, and then said bye. And then went down to Mississippi and visited some of my friends in Mississippi. And I just stopped through there. But they made some fried chicken, and one of my friends made some fried chicken, so we had dinner together. And that chicken was good. Made with some good old Mississippi love, okay? And then kept going and stayed the night back with my mentee and friend in Baton Rouge again for another night. And then back to Houston that next morning. So that was 30 days of travel. And I don't know how long this is now, but I'm going to try to wrap it up. Y'all, at the beginning of this, I said, like, just kind of trying things. Like, I'm a single woman with no kids, so I have the flexibility, and I work for myself. I have the flexibility to get up and go whenever I want to. I can work from anywhere. And one of my friends, when I told her I was doing this trip, she was like, we don't exercise our free will enough. And we really don't. We really don't exercise our free will enough. There are really some beautiful and amazing experiences out here that we can have when we allow ourselves to just try some new things and open ourselves up to something outside of our routine. Now, a value routine, value structure, needed to get back to it. But there are times when it is valuable, it is necessary even, to just kind of lean into the unknown and lean into the open path and just allow it to unfold and see what it shows you. So just some reflections from this trip, some things that I took away from this trip that I wanted to make sure that I keep at the forefront, that I continue to marinate on, that I continue to reflect on. Something that I wrote, like, as I was on this trip, and I just tried to reflect, in different places as I was moving. But something that kept coming up is a reminder that I build sanctuaries wherever I go. Part of my background part of my experience is the fact that I have moved a lot. I moved, I think, kind of 16 times before I was even 18 years old, and I've moved several times since then. So there's this yearning for home space. I don't have a home base, and so there is this, like, I don't have that, and so what do you do with that? But it's a reminder that I build sanctuaries wherever I go. I create home wherever I go. Whenever I have moved, or whenever I do move, it's very important to me that whatever the space is, whatever space I'm in, it doesn't matter how big or small it is, and it doesn't matter how I look, that I make it my sanctuary. Whatever that takes, that I make it my sanctuary. And so I carry that now as this, like, in this season of uncertainty, in this season where resources, specifically financial resources, are limited, I have to remind myself that I build sanctuaries wherever I go, and that home is within. Like, it's okay to have the yearning, to have the longing. It's okay to desire this thing, to want this thing, to want to plant roots. It's okay to desire that. And it's important to remember that regardless of where I end up, regardless of where this season takes me, that I build sanctuaries wherever I go. Other reminder, so one of my friends, we do like tarot, and she'll pull cards for me, and she things on that nature. I'll pull cards for myself sometimes, but she often pulls for me. And one of the card sessions that we had, it's been months now. It might have even been a year now, or at least almost a year since we had a session where she pulled for me. And what stuck out was this reminder that I have people, that I have people. I'm away from family. I'm from South Carolina, and I don't have any family here in Houston. I moved here when I got married. I moved here to be with my ex-wife, and so there's a sense of disconnection, or I won't say isolation, because I have a very strong community here in Houston. So I won't use the word isolated, but I am distanced from my core, my family, my friends, my longtime friends. And so during the season, after the divorce, and I moved out of my home and all of those things, I needed this reminder that I'm not alone in this world. And so part of what was speaking through the cards is that I have people, this reminder that I have people. And throughout this journey, it has reminded me, I barely had to feed myself. So many people offered to house me and shelter me as long as I needed it. Offered other reasons, whatever you need, whatever you need, whatever you need. And so through this trip, I not only heard people tell me, like, you have family, you have whatever. Not only heard that, but I felt it. I experienced it. I was able to be present in the being cared for, being supported, being sheltered by others, being fed by others. And it just feeling like love. When I decided to take this trip, I was like, girl, what are you doing? You don't have a lot of clients coming in. You don't have a lot of income coming in. What are you doing? But something said that this is what I was supposed to be doing. This is what I was supposed to do. This is what I was supposed to do. And so I just trusted that. And I firmly believe that I needed this trip. I absolutely needed this trip for this season, because it also helped me make some other decisions that I knew I needed to make, and that were coming in, and I made the decisions. But the other side of that is knowing when I needed to go home, knowing when the trip needed to end. And even though I didn't make it all the way to Jersey and Philly, I didn't, because I doubled back in Virginia Beach a couple times, or one time that took away. But even though I hadn't gotten all the way up there, I knew when I needed to go home. I knew when I needed to feel grounded. I knew when I needed to get back to structure. I knew when I needed to get back to stability. And that's what I did. So when it was time to come home, I turned around and I came home. And it just happened to be exactly a month later. Something else that it just helped me to realize and like truly internalize is that I can ask for help and receive it. And I want to leave whoever's listening to this or watching this to this point, I want to leave you with this as well. And I want to remind you of this as well. Oftentimes when we ask for help, we will receive it. And the only judgment that I actually felt came from myself. And so when we think about, when we need help, when we're in seasons where it's just hard to do it on your own, it is okay to ask for help. We say that. But the only way that we can find out and truly figure out and feel and like deeply know that we can ask for help is by giving ourselves the opportunity to do it and actually receive it and knowing what that feels like. And now that I know what it feels like, I'm much more likely to do it again, because people have shown up for me in this season. People have shown up for me. My community has shown up for me. And grateful is not even, that ain't enough. That ain't enough. But I first had to ask. And so now, as I continue to move forward and I continue my work and continue to stay committed to my work and my business and the vision that I have for this work and for the business, I can no longer rely on this, like this fear that I've always had of like, or this, not even fear, it's grounded in fear, it's rooted in fear, it's rooted in survival. But this story that I continue to tell myself was, if this doesn't work out, all I have is me. Like I can't fail because I don't have anywhere to go. I don't have a home. I don't have anywhere to go. I don't have people who I can, call if I need something. I don't have this. So I have to do it all. It's all me. And so if this doesn't work out, da da da. But do y'all know how much pressure that adds to the situation? You know how much pressure that adds to you to be able to think and strategize and create and, figure out what the next move is. Like trying to do that with the weight of, if this doesn't work out, then I'm going to be homeless and broke and destitute. Like that's real challenging. But I can no longer lean on that story. I don't have to hold on to that story anymore because I now know that that's not true. I know that no matter what, I will be fed, I will be sheltered, and I will be resourced. No matter what. And I can still do my part and I can still show up and I can still make sure that I'm present and active, a present and active participant in my own destiny. Because that's on me, it's my responsibility. But I know that it doesn't now have to come from a place of, if this doesn't work out, then I'm going to be broke, homeless, and alone. Like that's the running track. So yeah, like this trip was needed for me to truly show myself that. And so I'm glad I took it. And now I'm back and just trying to, I'm surrendering to what's next. So that is what's been happening in the last, 30 plus days. I do plan to share more back on the regular schedule now that I'm back and not, traveling every 2 to 3 days. Because that took a number on mind, body, and spirit. Okay. In the best of ways, but also like even good things can be draining. So there's that. So I just want to tell y'all about some things that I have going on right now. And I know that this is YouTube, so these things might, not like by the time you're watching this, it may not be happening anymore, but they may. Okay. So the first thing is the Lit Lab, which is my current signature program, working with Black women specifically to transform their lives, to liberate their lives through literature, through reading. So I often use reading, books in my work as a coach anyway, to support my clients' journeys, to bolster their journeys. But this is a way of intentionally and just specifically curating the coaching experience towards a individually designed curriculum for each person. So it's 16 weeks of one-on-one individualized support, but also it's hybrid with a group component where we meet and talk as a group on the shared curriculum, because there's a shared curriculum that everybody will be working towards or working through. But then you also have your individual curriculum as well that's based on your unique situation and goals. So 16 weeks, monthly group programs or monthly group meetings, and then we'll have a reading retreat at the end of the program, at the end of the 16 weeks. So if you're interested in that, check out the link below. I'll have that in the description. If that's not the option for you, then I also have sliding scale options for for people who may not want to commit to a 16-week long journey, but still need some support. I am offering sliding scale sessions. These are 45-minute sessions. Bring a problem and we'll solve it in 45 minutes. Okay, so check that out in the link in my bio as well. And lastly, which I should have said first, is a live session that I'm hosting on this Saturday, October 25th, which is a live wellness session where I'll do some live practices and reflections and conversations. And each, the participants will leave with different tools and resources that they can implement immediately to help bolster your wellness journey. Okay, so check out those things in my bio. And I will see you next time. I think that's it. Yeah. Thank you for joining me. I know this was a little bit longer, so thank you for being on this journey. Thank you for being here and listening. And yeah, I'll see you next time. I'm rambling now. Bye.